Hey guys, this is RuRoniK95 here, and I'm back here once again for another manga reading log for today because it's been a long while since I haven't done any reading log videos like this. Because, in case you're wondering, I have picked about 6 manga titles from my manga collection, meaning this. Yeah, in case for the thumbnail though. So, anyways, because I have a lot to do with this as well. As you guys all know, basically, if you ever watched the channel, I'm getting into those manga authors' highlights on them, especially from like notable titles that I have on there, because I wanted to do like notable manga authors' highlights as well, especially like what they're famous for, what their notable works as well. If I'm not mistaken, though. So, let's not waste any more time. Because we're gonna dive right into the video here, which is right here and right now. Let's dive into this. So let's begin. The first one here I got as well, and this is basically of what I've been reading, though, part of my brand new video for the manga author's highlight, and it seems to, though, of what I come by on this as well. Sorry if I was tired, though. This manga I just read, though, and that is Fist of the North Star Volume 5. This is the Japanese edition. In Japanese I got on there with the Jump Comics edition in these original Tanko Bond volumes on here. However, the manga explains about how this happens, particularly because I have to get into the whole retrospect of I've got into the whole thing of getting into the manga, though, particularly, and especially if it seems to know for this as how Kenshiro defeated Jock Ackle in that one as well, if I'm not mistaken as well, in case you want to know for this as well. And yeah, he has challenged into the battle with Jagi in this manga, though, because Jagi thinks he considers himself the man with 7 scars, but apparently Kenshiro is the real man with 7 scars on his chest on there. Especially with when he has the Hokuto Shinken technique in that one. Yeah, it's basically that. Especially the encounter or battle between him and Jagi in this one, because I really wanted to come across for what the arc has happened in that. No matter how this goes. But overall, this is the greatest manga I've ever read as well. And another manga that I just read right here, and I just basically started this 2-volume manga as what I've wanted to read. Amnesia Labyrinth. This is the first volume on there as well, because this is actually a 2-volume manga series on there. The manga is from the creator, who is the author that brought you the acclaimed Haruhi Suzumiya series on there. Excuse me. Yeah, this story in the manga is about a high school student named Soji Kushiki, who is an academic achiever and a talented athlete when his well-to-do family returned home, especially when he was attending from boarding school. He has to figure out that his sisters Harumi, Yuko, and Saki have been changed, of how their clingy behavior borders on the inappropriate and bizarre, yet when he brushes off of their odd behavior at this art, when he arrives at the school, he has been learning that during the summer, the students, one of the students in his class at the school have been pushed to his death in front of a subway train. Very deadly of how this happened, because two of the other students were stabbed by an unknown culprit, of how the victims could link to the death. Could either of Soji's sisters have to do anything with the murders? At this part, though, he has the help of his cheery and spunky new girlfriend named Yukako Sasai, who is the straight fate. So when he has to venture into a twisted world, if it might be end of everything, if he has ever believed to be true, especially how what this happened, though, particularly because y'all know what the manga is, though, because I have been reading 4 chapters of this as well, because I never know that this is actually like a 2-volume manga, particularly of what I wanted to come by for this. But then again, just considering that I have been wanting to check out this manga like this, and unlike most other mangas, this is one of them that I have wanted to come across for this as well. And another manga I just read right here, and I think this is the one that I've been still currently reading, and one of my all-time favorite manga series, Berserk Volume 3. This is basically the 3rd volume I'm reading of the original Berserk manga, though. However, this basically explained about that this has gotten to me, though. Especially of how this happens when he finished the desperate especially of how this explains about how the feared black swordsman Guts finished his desperate battle with the monstrous Count, especially when he's cutting and blasting the hideous abomination to scraps of the gore and that. He won't even have the time to clean his gigantic sword, even if he has. If the Count's agonized pleas have been activated, the mystical talisman Behelit summoning the God Hand, who are the 5 demon lords of the immeasurable power. When he has far been a long road of pain and death for what Guts has been dealt with how there's a walk in the park, how he has been fighting his way out of hell, and for the help. If God Hand have the price to exact from the Count, of how they're even such a heartless monster to consider, of how, but then again, I've been reading chapters thus far, though. Yeah, there is some horror, and there's some, like, monsters on there, like, especially, like, devils-looking monster on there. Yeah, I know there, despite, though, that this manga has some explicit content, well, there's some, like, some blood and some nudity in the Berserk manga, though. Unlike most manga I've been read, Berserk is one of them that takes the cake. And a Baphomet character in this? Yeah, it's the Baphomet on the manga. It's the devil, particularly in the manga. Yes, a devil-looking character in a manga. I mean, is this what it's depicted like? How chaotic horror, especially for what a series like Berserk has a lot to do for this as well. Well, but then again, just considering that there are some this is no other manga has ever dealt with this, especially like some violent, gory, some like gory violent or something like that in the original manga. However, but overall, there are some of the different arcs in the manga, especially the origins of Guts' life and the first chapter under the Golden Age arc chapter in the manga as well. Yeah, because this how has got to the thing of how this is part of the Golden Age arc in this manga, because there are different types of arc in the original Berserk manga as well, because but overall, yeah. Yeah, it's the Golden Age chapter. It's under the Golden Age arcs on this as well, because it's gotten to a point as where I felt that this is like a dark, yeah, this is a dark fantasy horror manga series from the legendary manga artist Kentaro Miura, because overall, this is actually an excellent series, though. I mean, to me, though, the manga Berserk delivers the goods, especially if you ever love some dark fantasy with some horror elements as well. Yeah. It's recommended for mature readers on there. I'm gonna have a lot of manga like this as well. Yeah, because there's some, like, savage, gruesome, chaotic parts in the original Berserk manga as well, because I would like to admit that there's some arc by arc in this, because can't get enough of this as well, because I always love the manga, because I have to throw in any time with the original manga, though, that's why. And another manga that I just got right here, and this is the first time that I have never read this before, which is something new, especially for mature readers on there, especially for, like, older teens as well. Sorcerer Hunters. Yeah, this is a older manga by Rei Omishi and Satoru Akahori. This is the older manga. Pretty interesting one. There is also the Sorcerer Hunters anime. However, this is the first time I had to read the Sorcerer Hunters manga. Yeah, this is volume 11, by the way, because I had to read this as well. Another one recommended to anyone who's ever loved reading older manga. I'm going to have a lot of those as well, because can't go wrong with old manga. That's why. Just to give you aware for this as well. Yeah. Like most of... Yeah, this is a fantasy manga, but there's some, like, fan service, ecchi parts in every chapter scenes in the manga, which is something that's recommended for mature readers, though. Yeah. Yeah, it's Sorcerer Hunters, though, because I had to read this one. Yeah, if you want to read something like this, though, Sorcerer Hunters is definitely, you gotta enjoy reading as well, because I just really wanted to come by to read, like, older manga, that's why. If I'm not mistaken, though, because I just must say, because I've always wanted to read a manga like Sorcerer Hunters, because this is how it has what it's got to be for this as well. So, another manga I just read right here, and I think this is one of those video games as well that I've never read. And that's Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight, Volume 2. But this is the first time I got to read Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight, because I got another fantasy manga, though. By the way. Excuse me. Especially for... If this explains of how Shugo and Reina are the only ones playing in the world with the advanced online games been ever creating, when they are on their way to become heroes, if they got the party of friends, especially with those new items, when they have been joining by Zephy, if I cannot pronounce the character's name, who is a vagrant AI, acts outside the rules of the game. As intelligent as he could be, though, as well. Sorry if I was drunk. When the CC Corporation hasn't been wanting to figure out how the unstoppable element run free in the world, not after happened 4 years ago, with the notorious debugging team, the Cobalt Knights are on the prowl. So Shugo and company had better way to figure out of what they were up to, especially. But then again, just consider that this is the first time I wanted to read Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight. Yeah, because I got another manga I just read as well. In case you're wondering. And yes, this is an older Tokyo Pop title, though. I'm gonna have a lot of older manga, though. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of those. That's why. Because I have pretty much of what I could remember. Yeah. Yeah, because I have never seen Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight or Dot Hack Sign anime, to be honest, though, but I thought this manga's all new to me. And there's also the Dot Hack Sign video game as well, which I didn't know that that existed as well, because I just wanted to come something new for a manga like this, because this all has got to my case of what I could think for this as well. And finally, at last, another manga I just read right here. And I think this is the one that apparently, though, that this is actually a older manga I have right here. Silver Diamond. Yeah, this is the third volume as well, because this is particularly of what I can come by for this. This manga explains about how when they captured the assassin named Toji Rakan and two of his guests had returned to squabble over what they would decide for dinner. When they interrogate Toji, when they had to realize he may not be different from each other of themselves. When Chigusa began to realize how he's been growing the affection for Rakan, when he had to overcome his entire way for his desire, so he could drag Rakan back to the other world as his tool. If Rakan wanted to know what will happen if the Dark Prince who shares Rakan's face, if it even shows up in this world, of how this happened in the Silver Diamond manga as well. Excuse me. So this is particularly why. especially when Rakan lived in a house with a jungle-like yard when the wooden gun followed into the yard from another world when a man named Senro Chigusa immediately wanted to attack Rakan, who looks exactly like the prince from his own world of what he had. When Chigusa sees that Rakan made a wooden gun to grow into a giant tree, if he could recognize him as this goes as well. Because this is all new for me though as well, because I just wanted to come across for what I could come by it on to read this as well. This all comes to this fresh for a series like Silver Diamond as well. Think about it, because I had to read this one as well, because this explains for the fact of what I can know for this, of what you're knowing. Sorry if I was tired. So, that's pretty much of what I could know for this as well. For the whole stigma of how I wanted to come by on reading manga like this. Because this is actually a fantasy action manga. Yeah, because most of this I have got to my case as well. So that's only 6 titles of manga total. And Amnesia Labyrinth, Silver Diamond, Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight, Sorcerer Hunters is one of them. However, I just basically read 6 chapters of the original Berserk manga as well. So this basically of how I wanted to come for this as well. Of what I realized as well. And on top of this, one of the most reason of how I wanted to figure out way as well is that you're knowing for the own little thing of what I like to call for something like this is that when you're knowing of how I wanted to come by on checking out these manga like this as well, and part of my reading perspective has its own little certain way of this. Excuse me. So there is a certain one because I have been reading most manga in the past months as years, I guess. Yeah, because I have been doing my manga reading log videos since last year, though. Is that something is what you know, of what you're capable of, what you were doing. Because you have to do something of what you have wanted to do this as well. And on top of that, this explains why it's gotten to a point as where I felt that I have been felt really coming by for this as well. So is that somehow most of my reading of this has gotten a little 100% accuracy of how for the whole what you need to know for this as well, because well, most of these mangas have never got anime adaptations. Well, some of them in general. Well, there's a lot of most manga titles have been adapted to anime as well. Sorry. Well, as a manga reader myself, I just wanted to read something particularly. Something of what I enjoy the most, as opposed to the anime. But the manga takes the cake as well, because I just realized of what I've been wanting to check out, a manga series to read, or what I've never read, or something I wanted to start to read as a beginner as well, because I just wanted to realize as well. Think about it. I just wanted to have the own little curiosity of how I've been reading a lot of manga as well. Because, but then again, just considering the fact of how I wanted to come by on a read manga like this, is that you're knowing of what I've been capable of, especially if you read either if it's a newer title or an older title, of what you enjoy the most, of something you like as a favorite, I suppose, as well. Yeah. Because on top of this, because I just wanted to figure out a way of how I've been doing a lot of these manga reading as well. And because of this, as what I wanted to come by for this, as how I've been figuring out a way of how you start getting into the whole thing for the whole little stigma of how you've been reading some manga as well. Well, but then again, just considering how this is one of them. So, every now and then, well, not every other manga has never gotten an anime adaptation. Some of them in general, particularly, of what I could come by for this as well. Especially in the medium as well. Yeah, because that's just how I'm considering the example, though, in case you're wondering, as well. Hold on. And think about it. Yeah, because just considering the fact of how I've been realizing is what you're knowing of how it's a lot more different than any other most manga I've been reading, as well as of what I've been going through as well. Either if you finish reading or something you want to reread, as opposed to having it as favorite as well, accordingly. But that's just giving you the example of this as well. So that's going to be it for my manga reading log for the month of June of this year for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm saying for this one. Well, because I wanted to do a video like this, because we're long overdue for a video like this, because I haven't been doing mostly manga reading logs for a while, but this one should get me covered as well, just to change things up as well. Hope to subscribe for more content. Be sure to click on the subscribe button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new to my channel, because I've been getting into the Blu-ray, especially everything from Criterion, Kino Lorber, Shout Factory, Warner Archive Collection, Twilight Time, as well as other Blu-rays I like in that's just something more cool I like. Probably Arrow Video as well, which is a boutique Blu-ray company as well. And also be sure to smack the like button if you enjoy the video, hit the notifications bell button, be sure to get notified as well, and keep it otaku for this manga reading log for this video today, because I had to do this video, that's why. And be sure to let me know your thoughts by leaving in the comments right in the comments section below on this video, if you like as well, because let me know. And also, be sure to check out my Anime Planet or Analyst at your leisure, because this is something I have in mind as well, because I just wanted to come by to do manga reads as well, because I have been picking some manga that I have been reading from my manga collection whenever I could do manga reading log videos. But sometimes I do them once in a while, not every day though, maybe once in a while, a while would be fine, though. If I could remember for this as well. That didn't take very... what I could remember. Well, you know, you get what I mean as well. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Be sure to stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. Take care.